Hello and welcome back to Railway Empire. We're staring at Grand Lac Victoria, which is a city of concern. It is our next task to get these growing. They're doing the exact opposite at the moment. 240,000. And we're going to spend some of our money we've got accumulated, nearly 250,000. And there we go, we're at 12.4k. Now we also have to make 1 million within a quarter. Right, let's pause things just there. I had the bulldozer selected for the intro, but we actually need it for our plan. This might not be a bad idea. Let's grab it. It's cheap as chips at this stage of the game. And that's just going to be more money for us, isn't it, going forwards? Because we will be using it. There we go. Got ourselves another forest, or whatever they're called. I guess it's a forest. Nursery. Not sure what they call it. A clearing. Right, there we go. Money's up. What I'd like to do is what we spoke about before, and that is make sure we can get both of these in one station. Since we don't have a maintenance yard on here, something we'll need to do pretty rapidly. Large train station. Let's try and get it sat nicely. We want it as far south as possible, I think. There we go. We'll stick that in there. We'll get this hooked up. As a temporary connection, we can hook this up direct into Victoria there. Hopefully, stop this. Stop this from happening. The downgrade is not what we're looking for. So we'll get you all signalled up. We'll re-signal up on this end as well. And we'll wait on a supply tower because I'd like to get the train up and running to start with. And that way we have got the potential to stop the decline, haven't we? Right, full load only, please. Especially with the snow part of the equation. Yeah, sure. We'll have, what is that? Reliability, absolutely. We don't want to spend this research point just yet. It'll be interesting to see just where we sit in the great scheme of things for the quarterly profits there. I mean, we are heading into a fairly quiet year as far as weather's concerned, so we should get a rough idea of where we actually are with our income. There we go. We've got a train full of logs on the way. Now, what do we spend our next bit of money on? We should keep this going. I don't like our trains being slowed. I mean, likewise, I don't like them all being maintained in the same place either, because that causes all sorts of issues early on. I mean, you could save a lot of money by going with standard train stations without the signal control aspect to it. But what I've found with plain stations, when you don't have signal control, it doesn't matter how well you set it up to run like clockwork. It only takes a couple of random breakdowns and RNG slapping you in the face, and you're in a pickle. So yeah, at least with the signal controlled stations, you can relax a little bit, and then if one train breaks down, it can go into whatever platform it needs. Which is why these are absolutely marvellous. As a whole, they generally have better throughput than the standard stations, but at a price worth it, I would say. Because it's less headaches. You can set it and leave it, and allow the signaller to do all that. I'm probably gonna get this hooked up with a maintenance yard. I mean, it's quite the distance, isn't it? We don't need any trains breaking down along the main line, as we have. We have a random breakdown. Not much you can do with that. I mean, you can mitigate it somewhat with the engineers that increase the reliability, but RNG will get you whether you like it or not. RNG, of course, random number generator. Yeah, do you know? Ooh, yeah, do you know what? Do it. So our plan has begun. There we go. We have stemmed the tide somewhat. We are going to get some grain delivered. We've got plenty of wood. When they hit 15,000, which is quite a way away, but we are going up. There we go. Fulfillment of demand, 53% and rising. We can think about getting them some meat, and our only meat producer is Quebec at the moment. We also have Montreal with some beer, but that's a little ways down. My plan is, hopefully before the winter months, to set up a small warehouse down here so that we can start storing beer at the very least, even though we're a little ways off. Beer's not until 20,000. If we can get it down there before winter hits us, then as soon as they get to 20,000, they already have their beer, don't they? And they can, oh, there we go, they're up and away. They can start growing, can't they, immediately. And we've got until 1864, so we're in a good place at the moment. It was nice to start all gold. I would love to keep that going. A small warehouse is going to be pricey, but I think a good investment. We can make use of it. We may even have 2 warehouses around here because it's about as central as we need it early on. We can start distributing from all corners. I mean, we're fairly up north, but if we can distribute from the east to the west via the 2 warehouses here, and likewise we can drift it down and pull it up from the south. Act 4, Transcontinental Railroad. I'll let you read that. I think it's been up long enough if you wanted to pause it and read through. Right, guys, there we go. We've got us a dragon. Whether we can afford to put them in just yet, unlikely. It's going to be pricey. It is a better freight train for us than the one we've got currently. Let's take a conductor. Are we missing any conductors on the main line? Yes, we are. We'll go with you. Well, it depends, doesn't it? Are you going to make anybody happy? Not really, but definitely take indifferent. It's just a bit of a waiting game at the moment. We just need those funds. Yeah, no, we can wait. There is so much I'd like to do, but obviously money is an issue, isn't it, early on? Every time. It's just the name of the game. Well, it's not the name of the game, that's Railway Empire, but it is the name of the game as far as the game mechanics go. Alright, 140,000, will that be enough to get us a connection with a warehouse? It'll be tight. I certainly don't want to leave us with no connection somewhere along here. How do we do this? Well, let's what's this? Near Toronto. Can we afford 55,000? Do you know, I think that would be greedy. We could just buy that at some point if it's on 0% later on when it's required. I mean, yeah, it's down in Toronto, which we're not dealing with yet. Let's use that 55,000 on some track infrastructure. A little more useful early on. Right, let's get this set up, shall we? We're going to rejig this a little bit. We're going to have a 4th line. Eventually it will be a proper 4-track main line all the way. But as we know, money is tight, and so we're going to need to reuse track where possible. This at least for, what, a good 2/3 of the line, or almost half the line, gives us a 4-track section to separate our freight trains from our passenger trains. We'll hook this up back into there. If you're wondering why this is a thing, I can now show you. This is going to drift off up into the little branch coming down from Archer Clearing there, and give us the opportunity to drift off up here at 1% grade, please, into the non-existent warehouse. But we'll set the junction up so we're all ready to go with that, and then it'll just be a case of hooking in to the warehouse when we put it up there. Get us some signalling done. At that junction as well, right? Yes. Do we want short signals there? But close signals? A bit risky, isn't it? We don't want anything backing up down there. Let's get that set up and let us check on the state of our lines. Yeah, sometimes they do that. We don't want them sitting there, really, do we? So we'll refresh this, get them fixed. Hopefully that becomes less of an issue in Railway Empire 2. But it happens, and as long as you're aware of it, you can fix it. There we go, we're all fixed. I don't know how long you've been sitting there. Hopefully not too long. You can see already we do have a little bit of a backlog here. We just don't have the throughput for 2 platforms. But that's not where I would like to concentrate our efforts at the moment. It's going to be all about this area and getting this city growing as fast as possible. Yes, please don't break down here. Once we do have this set up though, this warehouse up here, we will need 120k. But once we've done it, that's a nice view, isn't it? That's beautiful. Oh, yes. Distracted immensely. Once we have set up this, we can get that beer and the meat up and running. And I don't know what these guys are going to make eventually. Furniture. Furniture's kind of nice, isn't it? Yeah, it's not too far down the list, is it? It's not too far. Somewhere between 50 and 60k. 55k should we go with? I don't know, it doesn't say. We'll have to check it here, won't we? What's it at? 55k, look at that. Good guess. Alright, let's get us some money together. It might be worth spending on the dragon for this run. I'd like a bit of room, I think, to slide in there. Yeah, if we can afford the dragons on here, which I think we can. We are getting quite a bit of money at the moment. Then they're going to make short work, aren't they, of the main line. They're going to be down here pretty rapidly. That's a nice long main line, and I love the clearing it gives you when you run through forests. It gives you plenty of room trackside, which is marvellous. There we go. We've got a connection, guys. We can set up a train. We'll go and see if we can't remove one of the trains that we currently have, where we were overdoing it for Saguenay and Quebec. We don't really need a mixed train running into there anymore. So we'll let him drop off and they can start just taking whatever they need from the warehouse rather than having an extra train run this. How many do we have running into the warehouse? We have 2. Yeah, that's just overkill immensely. And we need to save some meat down here so that it can head up into this other warehouse. I'm in no rush to set up the warehouse at the moment. We're a long way off affording our first dragon. And come on, drop it off. I don't delete them until I see the funds go up. Oh yeah, you're not going to see anything, are you, if you have the bulldozer selected? Oh dear. Are you done? You're done. Right, let's obliterate you. We've got 31,000 back for that. That's not bad, is it? That's lovely. Right, almost enough to get us a dragon up and running. Now we should set up the warehouse. Perhaps I should have set it up. Right, meat and beer. Stick those on maximum. Not sure what else we're going to do. We are good to go. Meat is going to be the first thing they require, so we'll send that up there. Freight only, not really required as a setting. We will wait until full because it's a long journey. And we will prevent them from bringing any of this back away from the city that we desperately need to grow. I don't know whether it's desperately just yet. But yeah, 53,600, 32 miles an hour instead of 27, and a little bit more tractive power anyway. It should allow it to handle our small grades a little better. And we're going to have to wait for our trains. I believe they are being serviced, yes. You are being unloaded. Absolutely. I'll take a security guard. A security guard might be handy for this guy doing this run down here. It's the shortest run in history. So get you on that. Well, it depends. Yes, you're indifferent. Are you loading up? You are loading up. And of course, you're loading up from our very own industry there. We cannot afford any of this business. We're going to have to let the AI this early on buy whatever they're going to buy and build whatever they're going to build in the cities as they all grow. That's all of our early work paying off now. It's not going to be anything useful, I would imagine. But eventually we have so much money that we can just delete them and build what we want in there. We shouldn't have any issues later on, should we? We've got a lot of trains to replace. Before we do that, we've got to get this beer and meat. You'll see they have stalled a little bit, but we're about to hopefully rectify that. We don't want to take anything back. Beautiful. Right, get a locomotive on you. A nice dragon. You're going to be doing some serious speed down there. We'll probably double up on these as well. It's our only way currently to shift beer and meat down to this side of the map, and that gives us reach eventually for these guys over here. Sudbury already does beer, but and I think we've got meat up north eventually. Yeah, of course. We've got cows over there. Actually, meat to cows is not a brilliant conversion rate either. Let's take a look. A lot of wastage. Yeah, it got 3.6 to 2.4, which isn't the best. Right, guys, this is brilliant. A Rensele, that'll do. Got us a nice new express train. That we can place, as it's just going to be better. So let's find our passengers and mail only. And there we go. It's cheaper. We get a bit of a refund. Isn't that nice? Only a little bit, but it's a refund nonetheless. We'll get those set up, and then we'll know for sure which ones our express trains are just by looking at them from this point forward until it matters no more. Right, let's get you set up. You're just setting off as well. Nice cab rides now. They're going to get a little bit faster, aren't they? We can start probably mainline trains, any of the mainline freight trains. We can start to upgrade those to the Dragon now. We should be able to do both of these. So we're only paying 20k. There we go. We've got just enough. And we can get that one running now with a Dragon. That speeds up all trains on the main line, doesn't it? Any more for any more. That's all of them. We'll probably route our trains down here. Make sure they're not going that way. They are going that way. Let's waypoint. Let's waypoint that so that you're not doing that. Right, after Grand Lake Victoria, could you make sure you go that way? They are going that way, but should we make any adjustments that it might maintain it? There we go. I do like that. Tachograph. All ours. Well, I'm hungry now. Not that sort of taco. It's just a graph for tacos. Different spelling. Right, what are we doing? We're setting up your... we're just thinking about tacos. Dear, oh dear. Setting up your better routing, because we want to separate you from the freight, don't we? Chief Engineer, that's kind of nice. I don't mind what you are. And an engineer as well. Do you come as a package? Well, that's kind of lovely. That'll help with our maintenance yards, won't it? Yeah, let's make sure everything is getting tidied up. Have I done you? I thought I did you, but I could be wrong. I am wrong. After Saguenay, could you go via that line? And then after Grand Lac, could you go via that line? Beautiful. You're all sorted. Let's slowly upgrade our fleet. It's a little bit of a shame. Actually, do you know why they're cheaper? This might be a good idea. Let's get us a maintenance yard on there. Saved us a few thousand, didn't it? And then our trains, our first lot of trains, can do a little bit of repair work. What are you? You are going to the warehouse. I think I'd prefer to get our logging trains set up Oh, I've done one already? I didn't even notice, guys. Oh, yes, I did. I did. That's a mainline train. I was wondering which one it was. Right, let's get you with a dragon when we can... Oh, yeah, we can't afford that. Do we have any passenger trains running between Montreal and Quebec? What are you? You're taking beer. You're a mixed service. Montreal to Saguenay. You're a freight service, aren't you? I don't think that's required anymore, is it? I mean, I know he's taken a lot of beer, but I'd prefer you just took that beer straight to the warehouse from now. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on them. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. Can we get you upgraded yet? We can. Now, I would like to get that engineer on as well. That cost us almost nothing. Which train, which of our express trains doesn't have an engine? You don't. There we go. You're just loading up as well. And you make someone happy. Look at that. You can't moan at that, can you? Quebec has grown. Goodness me. We are going to get something going with this to reduce the backlog of trains. And it's not actually going to be an upgraded station just yet. Right, let's get you with a better train on, a bit more grump. Up and down this freight line. You're pretty much going to have that to yourselves eventually. Once we've got the funds to start tidying our network up around this area. But it's doing a job, isn't it? Trains are moving. Unless we get a breakdown, and then not so much. It does have a bit of a knock-on effect on the network. You can see it all. Look at that. But they're moving. Yeah, they're still moving. Wonderful. It's serving a purpose, an early game purpose. Right. Where's our train that went in here? We deleted that one, didn't we? That's good. Yeah. This one we're going to change into a passenger and mail only, I think. Because we already have... Well, we don't have a train going to the actual warehouse, do we? So let's set up a new train that's going to go into warehouse 1. And we'll... Do we want to do that? Do you know? What I might do is set this up as the passenger train. And then we can set the other one up. Passengers and mail only. Yes, I would like to do that. And then we'll add the cheap train on there. cheap but lovely. There we go. And now we can take passengers and mail. This guy, we'll let him drop off and we'll change him over. Yeah, we're not going to be buying livestock. We've got to keep this money in our pocket to get this sorted as soon as possible. Maybe double up on... Is that our beer? That's our beer. Yeah, we might need to double up on our meat. But these trains have got to get in there. And that's not going to happen at the moment. Our money's going up so quickly. I am surprised. Yeah, I was just sitting there, not paying much attention to anything. And that happened. Right, not freight only. Let's get you to be that instead. Or did I change the wrong one? What did I just change there, guys? Was that the right one? It says automatic, that one. Yeah, that's the one. We're going to have to check what train I just changed. Dear, oh dear. Right, when you're done... Are you done? I want you as freight only. Right, freight only. But I would like you not to go there. I would like you to go there. Right, that was a bit messy way of doing it. Now I've got to figure out what train I've just changed to passengers and mail only. Whatever it is, shouldn't have been, I don't think. It's going to be awkward to find, isn't it? It's going to be really awkward. What are you? Quebec, you should be freight only. Good. Is there any way to find this out? Oh, what have I done? Hopefully it's not one of these. There it is. We've found it. We've found it. Thankfully, it makes no difference. Oh dear. I had a moment. Just because I'm looking at a train, Grand, it doesn't mean that's the one you've got selected. Headhunter. Ooh, we could have someone to go with our chief engineer, couldn't we? Let's select we'll choose from Don. What do we want? Surveyor for building. Track building. It doesn't matter what. We could get bridges, tunnels, or just tracks in general. That would be kind of nice. Hopefully they get along. We don't really have the funds just yet to put my plan in motion. The plan is to add a second station to Quebec and send it over this mess and slowly roll this out, this junction here, so it's nice and separate and free flowing. It's going to cost us a bit though, 120k at least for the extra station, and then the bridge is going to be really pricey, but we should wait until we see what sort of surveyor we get. If we get a bridge building surveyor, wouldn't that be amazing? Because that will save us a small fortune. And we do have most of everything set up. I guess we could check on, yeah, this situation down at Baker Chopping here isn't cutting it. I would like to do that. We've got to get our beer producing, yeah, so we can take it down the main line. Right, what do we got here? I'll take it. I'll take it. Just straight up, flat, new routes. I don't think it includes bridges and tunnels, but yeah, that's just across the board, isn't it? That's lovely. We do need one on here, on the warehouse outside Saguenay there. It's not urgent. We could use one on here. I feel like we'll benefit more from the second station to tidy all this up. More trains. Oh, we've started to take vegetables. Look at that. More trains that are faster running that little line will also help, won't it? In the short term, and it'll also give us a bit more throughput as well. You are going to the warehouse, sure. You're still going down that route. We're going to move these across to that second station and have a dedicated track eventually. But one step at a time. How are we doing now on our trains running down here? Pretty much got it, haven't we? We've got a Montreal train. Needs to be a freight train. And we don't need to block anything from the warehouse, which we don't. That's beautiful. It should be freight only. That is absolutely spot on. And we've got the other Quebec warehouse train there. Let's get you upgraded for now. And we can't do this in one sweep because you need the funds, regardless of how much you get in return, up front, and then it deducts your refund. Right, let's get what sort of engineer are you? We'll use you for the main line, but we might as well get all of our fleet upgraded where we can, and then that's the first stage of that, isn't it? We have upgraded the logging, so we can now upgrade the trains heading out of there. We'll look for some opportunities to add mixed freight, mixed trains as well, freight and passengers. There will be a few places where we can get away with that. There we go. And we'll get you upgraded as well. How are we doing then? How are we doing? Have we got it all sorted? Just one more. Get you done. And I think we're good, guys. We are now fully fleet upgraded. See, random breakdowns. Nothing you can do about that. A little unfortunate. You do not need an engineer, though. I believe that's what we need to put on no one. They've all got engineers. Do we have any? Do we have any passenger trains down here? We do, don't we? But you've got engineers on as well. We've got two. Yeah, we've got a new one. Of course we do. And yeah, you've got everything set right. That was our new one. We've split our freight train from Montreal is now going to go into the warehouse. More research points. What can we get away with? Oh, I'd love, yeah, anything with cutting down maintenance now. Cutting it down, speeding it up, all of that goodness. And that keeps our network moving. Again, can't do anything about a random breakdown, which, well spotted, by the way, if you did spot it. The cab ride ended early. last time out because we had a random breakdown. We didn't have one, I don't think, all the way through the previous series, the Great Britain and Ireland one. First episode. Is that just going to be the theme for our Great Lakes playthrough? Maybe. Right, I think there's a good place to leave it just before the winter. It gives us a bit of time to talk about our situation. They are growing. I would say we don't need a promoter, but if we get a promoter, it's obviously going to be lovely and speed everything up. But yes, when we come back, we are going to improve this scenario. It's marvellous, though. I love it. They're all queuing. They're all going through. We could obviously spend the money on an upgrade, but I'd prefer to split the stations early on and get their routes sorted out before we have even more trains running through there. It does allow a lot more capacity on that section of track. We're good. Yeah, we're good. All right, guys, we're on board the Quebec Express, running from Grand Lac Victoria down the main line. The snow is upon us. Whether it starts to slow us down before the end of the cab ride, I'm not sure. But we do have brand new expresses on here. And are we going to stop? It looks like we're slowing down. That's fine. We're going to fill up for the outro. By the time I finish wrapping up, we should be off again. Hopefully. Will we get another random breakdown? I don't know. Will we get another gold tick? Quietly confident. It's the way to be, isn't it? Alright guys, thank you for watching. And until next time, take care.